Hi, my name is Katie New, and I'm one of the attorneys at the Liker Law Firm. Today I'm going to talk to you about creditors and bankruptcy. If you're considering filing for bankruptcy, you probably have a number of questions about what creditors must be listed and what payments you can make in the months leading up to bankruptcy. Clients have a number of reasons for wanting to exclude certain creditors, including wanting to maintain a business or a personal relationship with certain types of creditors. However, when filing for bankruptcy, you are required to list every amount owed, every debt owed. You cannot choose what to include in your bankruptcy petition. If you are filing for bankruptcy, you do need to list everything. Now, if you did have an account that had a zero balance, there's absolutely nothing owed, you would not need to list that individual on the petition, and it likely would not affect your relationship with that person. Now, once we tell people that they do have to list everything, the next question we usually hear is whether or not it would be possible to pay off the debt prior to filing bankruptcy. The answer depends on the type of debt owed and the amount of debt owed. If you owe a friend or family member, you would not want to pay that person back, though technically a bankruptcy does discharge debts to family and friends. However, as you've hopefully been advised, any payment to a friend or family member in the year leading up to bankruptcy can be reversed by the trustee. What that means is the trustee can void that transaction, and say that that amount is actually owed to the bankruptcy estate. The trustee can actually go as far as to sue the individual that you paid, which can cause even more problems with, the relationship and whatnot. So you'll want to avoid any payments to friends or family members, even if you borrowed money and you're simply paying it back. Now, if the debt is owed to an ordinary creditor, a credit card company, something like that, not a friend or family member, you can continue to make payments. You would not want to make any payment of more than $600 unless that's what is actually owed. For example, if your mortgage is $1,000, you could go ahead and make that payment in full. You would still want to list that you had made that payment on your bankruptcy petition, but as long as you're paying the amount owed, that would be fine. The idea is that if that's not your minimum payment, the bankruptcy code does not want to allow you to exclude some creditors or give any sort of preferential treatment. If you're discharging your debts, you should discharge them equally and not pay off one and favor that person or individual. It is true that in filing for bankruptcy, some of your creditors may cancel your accounts and they may refuse to do business with you in the future. There are some options depending on the relationship. If it's a friend or a family member or a business relationship that's particularly important to you, you can choose to voluntarily repay the debt only after the bankruptcy is complete. So you could contact that person, explain the situation, and then resume payments, of course voluntarily, after your bankruptcy is complete. Now, that does wipe away some of the fresh start that the bankruptcy offers, so you'd want to consider whether or not it was actually financially worth it to do that. If you're worried about rebuilding your credit, there are a number of people and companies that specialize in working with people that have filed for bankruptcy, and they can get you on the right track to getting your credit score increased and improving it over time. If you still have questions or would like to schedule an appointment, please feel free to call us and contact us today.